Hi, my name is David Mayo. I'm from the California Institute of Technology, and I just wanted to talk with you for a moment about gift versus grant. I get this question a lot. How do you tell the difference between a gift versus a grant? And if you look at it from a legal perspective, a gift is specifically not a grant and vice versa. A gift is something given without any expectation of something in return, whereas a grant, there's something of value given and there's something given back. It might be a report, it might be data, whatever it might be. But usually the question isn't the legal definition. The question is, which office at my institution is supposed to be processing a particular transaction? And you really can't look at the legal definition for that because it's up to your institutional policy and culture as to which office. And actually the question that people are really trying to get at least from the grants side, is how do I tell my development office that the document they just received is not a gift and it should be coming through my office? That's usually where people are coming from, but they're not quite sure how to phrase the question. And you can't really get an answer to that question from outside your institution, because most development offices are not processing a classic or legally defined gift. They're processing things like gifts, bequests, and all sorts of things that do have strings attached. They may not be contracts, but they do have strings, but they're not a gift in the sense of the IRS, it's free. It's freely given with no expectation of anything. There are such things, and those would be processed normally through the development office. But they also often process awards of one type or another from organizations where the institution or the PI has a personal relationship. That's often how we define it at Caltech and make the distinction. If it follows more of the federal model, regardless of whether it's federal funds, and it has a proposal process, it goes through a review process, it has a set of terms and conditions, all that is known pretty much up front. At Caltech, we generally treat that on the contracting grant sponsored research side and process it that way. If it's a true gift, a bequest, an endowment, that kind of thing, definitely through the development office. But also we make the distinction of awards that may have some contractual type terms or grant type terms, but where it's not the application that makes the difference, it's the relationship, because we're not set up to manage and maintain those and establish those relationships with potential funding sponsors or donors or whatever it might be, but the development office most definitely is. But the best advice I can give you is to look at your institutional policy. What does it say about the distinction between a gift and a grant? And then have the conversation between the two offices to get them both looking at that policy and agreeing. It may be that the policy doesn't quite fit what you're actually doing, and you may need to change the policy because it's been around for 20 years or whatever it might be. But really, which office should process it is what people mostly mean, and you really need to look at your institution's policy and practices to get at that. Thank you.